No answer on Dennis yet. It's voicemail.
Welcome back to Hour 2 of the Hooking Up and Tracking Down Show, presented by Spro Lures, Cypress Knee Outdoors, Louisiana Charter Boats Association, and Silver Star Smokehouse and Barbecue. Now back to the stars of the show, Gary McCoy, Mike Eccles, and the Dink Master himself, Steve Graff.
Hey, thanks a lot for tuning in this afternoon. Golly, I just can't believe that we're already this deep into the season.
I know.
And, you know, we got the boat show coming up this weekend.
Yep.
You and I are fishing the Boss tournament this Saturday. And
it'll be Christmas again.
Yeah,
you know it.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And the list continues. In the event that you are a President Barack Obama supporter, you know, we want you to know that your president has been busy. Yeah. And there are a number of things that no other president can boast that Barack Obama can boast about. He was the first at a number of things.
He was the first president to golf more than 150 separate times in the first 5 years in office.
And who did he dog more than anybody when he was being elected or running for election?
George Bush.
Exactly, for all the golfing days he took.
Yeah.
He's the first president to hide his birth, medical, educational, and travel records because they were a lie. The first president to win a Nobel Peace Prize.
He's a priest too.
For doing nothing.
From Clutch Klucher.
Yeah. He was the first president to go on multiple global apology tours and concurrent insult our friends tour. Wow. He's the first president to go over 17 lavish vacations in addition to date nights and Wednesday evening White House parties for his friends paid for by the taxpayers. He's the first president to have personal servants tax funded for his wife.
Wow.
That's a busy man.
I'm telling you.
It's hard to do all that stuff.
You know, guys,
real get quick, away with it.
Yeah.
While we're waiting on Dennis TJ, the Elite Series Pro, to get a hold of him, get him on the line, there's other than Mike's Boss Tournament Trail, which, by the way, I will say this, is probably the best team circuit maybe in the South.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt. Now, I'm not saying because they sponsor the show, and Mike's a guest on our show from week to week. But there's another series I want to encourage.
A guest. I ain't been paid this month.
Check's in the mail, Mike. Louisiana Ram Truck Open Series. This is by the Ram Truck people that's putting this on. It's an ABA circuit. I want to challenge a lot of the Shreveport anglers. There's a few of us that do venture out and fish other individual type circuits. This is one I really want to encourage you to fish. They're guaranteeing $5,000 first place in each event, and there's only 4 events scheduled for Louisiana. And again, this is called the Ram Truck Open Series. It's put on by ABA, American Bass Anglers. And all divisional events, regardless of the number of entries, it's $5,000 first place no matter what. Dates: February 27th, Toledo Bend out of Cypress Bend Resort. On April the 23rd, Black Lake Campty. None of these conflict with any of Mike's stuff or Boss or anything else, really. June 25th, Red River. We'll see how that works out. They may have to move that tournament. And then on August the 6th, Atchafalaya Basin. So everything's North Louisiana except for the final event, which takes you down to South Louisiana, which is, I love fishing the Atchafalaya Basin.
I was going to ask you, when was the last time you were in the Atchafalaya?
Ooh, I don't remember.
Huh. Somebody told me they were going to open the Morganza Spillway the other day, but they elected not to because they have just got a buttload of water down there. When was the last time you were in the basin?
Last year.
And
I went twice last year. They've lowered the limit of the slot. Not slot. Let me rephrase that. They've lowered the minimum limit from 14 to 12.
Okay.
Which they needed to do because it was very difficult to catch 14-inch fish, believe it or not.
Was it Rita or Katrina that just about, we had such a big fish kill right after that?
Had to be Katrina.
Okay.
Yeah, I would think Katrina.
I knew there was a huge fish.
Rita hit Texas.
Yeah,
but it came up. It came up through Calcasieu as well. It hit all of Steve Turrentine's place down there.
Yeah.
There at south of Lake Charles. Anyway, the reason why I was asking is because some of the guys that I talked to said that the fishing now is better than it's been in years and years.
You can catch fish down there. It's a lot of fun.
It's just
fishing.
trying to get size.
Sizes. I mean, there's a lot. The weights are real close together down there.
Yeah.
Ounces separate you from first to 10th.
Five fish weigh 8 pounds.
Well, you can go a little higher than that. 5 fish. Usually 10 to 12 pounds will have you in the hunt. And on a good day, 14 to 15 will come in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but that's kind of how it's been working out down. Also, the 2-day area championship is September 24th and 25th on Toledo Bend. So guaranteed $10,000 first place at the championship.
And that's the ABA?
That's the ABA.
Where do you get entry forms for that?
Well, let's see here.
You picked yours up where?
I got mine off the internet.
Okay. So I can just Google that.
Yeah, I bet Bayou Outdoors probably has some of these flyers.
Okay.
I hadn't been in the store lately to see if they do. But
speaking of Bayou
Outdoors,
go
to aba.com. Check it out.
Speaking of Bayou Outdoors, and we're moving into Mike's realm here, you've got dates set for
everything's out.
Oh, you got it. You got your lakes picked and the whole 9 yards.
I think Monday or Tuesday morning I put the dates and the lakes out. I mean, the dates are already out, but the lakes entry forms, I'm picking them up today. I hope this afternoon I'll have them at Bayou Outdoors or tomorrow. Definitely have them tomorrow, Friday afternoon at the boat show. We are going to Cross Lake first weekend in February.
Okay.
Then we're going to Lake Bistineau the first weekend in March. Caddo Lake first weekend in April, and Red River the first weekend in May, with the stipulation that it like 10 days or 11 days before the tournament, if the Corps of Engineer ramps are closed or expected to be closed within a few days, the tournament will be taken off of Red River and moved to Black Lake.
Okay.
So it's cut and dried.
So you know where you'll go if you're not on the river. I love that.
That's
I love the fact
idea.
that you've already got your alternate plan.
And
I don't like the fact that you're not on Caddo in March.
We went to Caddo Lake last year, the first weekend in March, and we did not give out all the checks.
Really?
Right. First place was like 24 pounds. Second place was 10.
You're kidding me.
Cattle can be hit and miss.
That's brutal. That's the reason I didn't do it.
Second weekend of March was always a huge weekend on cattle.
It is, but we're the first. And there's really that much.
Yeah, there's that much difference.
Yeah.
Okay, now question for you. With that said, you got to fish. You got to fish how many tournaments in order to qualify for the championship?
Here's what we changed. We've been since the conception of Boss. It's been if you enter all 4 qualifying tournaments, you automatically qualify for the championship.
Okay.
We changed that this year because we changed something else. We changed the way we're giving away the 2 Ranger boats. This year, at the end of the 4th qualifying tournament, we'll take everybody that qualified for the championship, and we will divide the list exactly in half. If it's an off number, the highest number will go to the top.
Okay.
The top, say we had 100 people qualified for the championship.
Right.
Whoever finished 1st through 50th will be fishing the championship for the Big Ranger boat. Whoever finished 51st through 100 will be fishing for the Ranger aluminum boat, which is an upgrade and a really nice boat this year.
Okay.
That's how we're going to do it. To keep somebody from, and this can happen, keep somebody from just entering all 4 tournaments and not fishing, and then coming in and fishing the championship and possibly winning the smaller boat, we've changed the stipulation that even if you just enter all 4 tournaments, you still have to fish 2 of them.
You have to weigh fish in 2 of them?
You have to fish 2 of them. You have to actually show up and fish. You can't just pay. You can't buy yourself into the championship.
Gotcha.
Right. And some guys have done that in the past.
And it's okay.
It was part of the rules.
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
But now it's not part. It's part of the rules that you have to actually compete in 2 of them. We couldn't have somebody. Kevin Van Dam sending me 4 entries down here
and go
show up for the championship and win the smaller boat.
Exactly.
It's not fair.
Okay.
So definitely a few changes in it. The high water has just pounded us. I put it out on the internet. I had a schedule and lakes written down 2 times and had to throw them away and start over. So it's been a very difficult schedule to put together. I've received no complaints so far. No death threats, no fires at the house.
It's still early, baby. You just put them out Tuesday.
Right,
Okay.
exactly.
We're not out yet.
All right, now educate us real quickly on this Saturday's tournament. The 10 lakes that we can fish.
Okay, I don't have it in front of me.
Caddo,
Cross, Bistino, Black Lake down at Coshada, Black Bayou, Halston, Lake of the Pines, Brandy Branch, Red River, Toledo Bend, Grand Bayou at Coshada.
Way to go, dude.
Is that 10?
That's 10.
That's all my fingers.
You did it
10.
again.
All right, now is
$180. $180.
and that's a flat rate. You don't have to pay any more for a big bass. Will it pay big bass?
Yes, we got $300 or $500 for big bass.
Okay, but you don't have to pay to get into that.
No, that's
Okay.
comes out of the pot.
And as we were talking to Chris earlier, there's like an additional $500 up that's just going to go to a drawing to somebody that comes into the weigh-in.
If the anglers that come to watch the weigh-in don't catch a fish, check in. We will have that, and you go for a drawing. Last year, the team that won the $500 last year was the first team out of the money
Dennis
in the
is on.
payout. So
Should break soon.
So anyway, we're looking for a great turnout. I'm happy that the boss is getting kicked off here in just a few weeks. Cross Lake can be a little tough, but it's the most stable lake we have as far as water around here. So we know muddy, cold, whatever, it won't be too high to fish. It won't be in the parking lots. We'll have places to park. So that was reasonable.
Where were you? Is that out of like
American Legion?
Out of the American Legion.
Launch anywhere. All our tournaments are trailer tournaments except the championship.
Okay.
You can launch anywhere, weigh in at the American Legion.
Okay.
So,
all right. Fantastic. We are hooking up and tracking down 11:30. The Tiger.
And go out.
Welcome back. This segment presented by Vicious Fishing Line, Steve Nichols Bucks and Bulls Guides and Outfitters, and Davis's Clothing and Outdoor, the best outdoor store with everything from A to Z. Now here's three guys who probably can't recite the alphabet. It's Gary, Steve, and Mike.
I'm glad she mentioned Steve Nichols, Bucks and Bulls, Guides and Outfitters. Steve's going to be on the show with us here in about 15 minutes or so. Stick close for that. Here in just a sec, Elite Series Louisiana Pro, Dennis TJ. First, though, a quick word from Gamakatsu.
With so many hook brands on the market today, there's only one that has withstood the test of time. Gamakatsu. Top name pros who make a living fishing know that without great hooks, they lose money out of their pocketbooks. So if you're looking to use the best hook on the planet, look no further than Gamakatsu, the only hook you'll ever need. Go to Bayou Outdoors, Cypress Knee Outdoors, or Toledo Town and Tackle and see the entire lineup of Gamakatsu hooks. Go to gamakatsu.com.
Well, speaking of Toledo Town and Tackle, Kurt Carver is my oldest son's godfather. And so pretty much, we've been friends for 115 years. The other day, he's sitting across the desk from Dennis TJ. And he says, hey, if you've ever got room for a great guest on the show, he said, you need to have Dennis TJ on. And then he sent me a video of Dennis TJ bass fishing out of his duck blind.
You had second thoughts then, didn't you?
And I was like, dude, this guy has got it all together. I mean, we were already fans, Dennis TJ, but the minute you start hauling 4-pound fish out of your duck blind, that's my kind of morning.
Yeah.
So good morning, or good afternoon, rather.
Good morning.
So tell me, do you know some old hairy-legged boy by the name of Mike Eccles? Are you familiar with him?
And I tell you what, me and Mike go way, way back, and I tell you, we've had some good times together.
Well, he sure has been cussing you for the last hour.
Yeah, do you owe him money?
It's nothing undeserving, I promise.
That's not true, Dennis. I told them that you and I fished the Federation for many, many years, and I saw you start and get to where you're at, and we are really proud of you.
Well, I tell you, it's been a grind, and it's been a fun ride all along the way, and everybody knows, it didn't come easy. It was just a claw, and just climbing the ladder and having all the friends in the Federation and the Bass Club that helped me along the way, it makes it that much more special.
Would you say that, being so involved with the Federation for all those years, did that really initiate a lot of the relationships and give you the education that you needed to be able to compete like you do on the Elite Series?
In a certain sense, I guess you could say it really helped in that way. Some things, you have to, trial and error apart. But, with the Federation, I was a farmer by trade, and I couldn't afford to go out and fish, every month, all year long, and it was something I loved to do, and the Federation offered that. It allowed us to fish 2 or 3 qualifying tournaments, and then as I qualified for the Centrals, it brought me across the country, and I think that laid the groundwork of preparing me mentally that I could adapt to other areas other than right here at home.
And that's the part that a lot of people, Dennis, do not that a good fishermen say locally, they don't understand the dynamics. When you get away from here, it's a whole different ball game in different parts of the country.
It really is, in clear water fishing, we don't know what clear water is.
No.
At all. And that was, I'm going to tell you, the first time I fished the Federation tournament up in South Dakota, Mike probably understands well. I got it handed to me. I got up there and I could see the bottom, and I'm like, why am I fishing here? I can see everything that's here. And you had to get over that obstacle, and, the second trip I made up there, then it was a different story.
That's funny that you'd mention that, because Homer Humphreys, a number of years ago, said that when you went out to Lake Mead, when you went looking for fish, literally that's what you did. You went out and looked for fish. You'd see an old cypress top or something down there in about 20 foot of water, and you'd see 4 or 5 bass hanging around it, and you'd remember that spot. Okay, I'm going to come back and catch those.
Yeah, you needed a glass bottom boat.
Yeah.
And we've had several tournaments along the way where the anglers relate to those groups as wolf packs, and you wouldn't go looking for 1 or 2 fish because you couldn't catch them. You go visibly looking for 10 or 12 fish swimming by, and then those were the schools that you targeted because those are much aggressive schools. You know, they compete for the food and they'll more aggressively hit your bait.
Now, Dennis, you know, as you look into this year's schedule, is there a tournament that, a body of water that you're really excited about going to?
You know, I try not to get tunnel vision on any of them. I learned that was the worst thing you could do from day one. You know,
really?
It's like coming to Toledo Bend. You know, yeah, I'm excited about coming. But, you know, there's a lot of pressure that comes along with that, and typically home lakes are not to your advantage. And, you know, there's 4 or 5 tournaments along the route that really excite me, you know. I get excited about very tough deals because there's no history there. And, you know, I really, I like to take it one tournament at a time. I've learned that you're better off doing that and going and fishing your strengths and not trying to fish the way they are. And that's where my problem laid the first few years of the tour. I tried to act like them.
Yeah. Tried to be something you weren't.
That's right.
Yeah, I know you talk about the pressure of your home lake. It always amazes me, and Toledo Bend's a prime example. If you go to the weigh-in at Toledo Bend and you start hearing the interviews with these guys and how they're catching fish, or if you're lucky enough to go out on the lake and observe them, you just sit in the boat and you're like, now how in the heck? I never would have thought to catch fish the way he's catching those fish. I never even crossed my mind.
Well, we get tunnel vision. And
yeah,
we do.
That's right.
We do on our own, our own pond.
Yeah.
So, y'all gonna kill me. I'm sitting here in the boat right now, and we're fishing out here at Toledo Bend, and my partner just put a fish in the boat, and he taps me on the shoulder, and he holds it up to me.
All right, now tell me, you guys are fishing Toledo Bend right now. Are you north or south of the bridge?
I'm in the boat right now.
Are you north or south of the bridge?
I'm south of the bridge.
And how deep of water are you in?
Right now, I'm in 17 foot, but we've been in about 22 foot, and I can tell you yesterday, and Mike knows him well, I took the owner of Toledo Tackle, Kirk Carver, first time. We've been friends for 30 years. And
do we know him?
Just barely.
Got to put him in the boat.
Oh, you got Kurt to go fishing with you?
I got Kurt to go fishing.
And you weren't white perch fishing, because he'll go white perch fishing.
This is bass fishing, and I tell you, if you look on my Facebook, I put a picture of Kurt holding a 3-pound bass, and he caught 40 of them. We caught 81 yesterday in about 3 to 4 hours.
You're kidding me.
Wow. What's the biggest one you caught?
3 pounds.
3 pounds.
Wow.
Hey, Dennis, what?
In fact, Kurt caught the first 5 fish.
You must have been doing something else.
You were eating a bologna sandwich at that time,
he
right?
was tying on.
I was pointing to him where to drop the bait, and I was taking them off the hook and throwing them back as fast as he could catch them.
That's my kind of trip.
Hey, Dennis, what is the water temperature down there on Toledo today?
54 degrees.
50, unbelievable, in middle of January.
Right.
Yeah.
But we see it falling now. Everybody's really taking advantage, of the big fish being shallow, and we all know those big fish are going to stay shallow, but they're going to start getting really lethargic for a few weeks until, they get used to this cold water because it's dropping every night now.
Yeah.
Well, we have the boat show tournament coming up this Saturday here in Shreveport, and it's a scramble tournament, and Toledo Bend is one of the lakes. I've actually predicted, and it's only been one down there a couple of times, but I've predicted that it would either be one on Grand Bayou out of Coshada, or Toledo Bend's my number one pick this year. So let's see if that holds up.
I tell you, Toledo Bend's a fine lake. It changes year to year now with the grass situation and the water levels, and honestly, it's almost like fishing a new lake every year for the past 4 years.
Well, that's a great analogy. I mean, that's the nail on the head.
Yeah, exactly.
What now? I'm going to ask you one last question. I don't want you to give away anything, but you're fishing 17 foot now. You were in 22 foot. Are you fishing a moving lure, or are you fishing something down on the bottom?
Right now, we're having fun. Okay, we're out of tournament routine. And we're having fun, and all we're doing, we're idling around till we see these schools of fish around the balls of bait fish.
Yeah.
And we're dropping spoons on them. And when you find the big schools of fish like I did with Kurt, you can't hardly get the spoon to the bottom.
Wow.
Dennis, let me simplify this for you. We got a 2-fish tournament this weekend. We are looking for 2 5-pounders. What would you be doing?
I would probably be in 5 foot or less.
No, hold on, Dennis. That's not what he meant. He meant, what are you doing Saturday morning about daylight? That's what he meant.
Can you get in the boat for just a few minutes?
Actually, okay, I'm going to throw you another curve. If you really want to know what I'm going to be doing Saturday morning, I'm going to be joining a bunch of my friends that have supported me along the way, and I'm going to get on one of those Mardi Gras floats, and I'm going to ride all day long and barbecue chicken wings.
I got a question. What are you doing in the morning?
Actually, I'm probably fishing.
Well, are you by yourself? Because I'll come get in the boat with
you. Actually, after everybody started seeing me catching them fish, I didn't have trouble getting a list of people that wanted to go.
Okay. Well, if you run out of a list, you call me. I'm 40 minutes from Toledo.
I could squeeze you in.
There you go.
Hey, Dennis, TJ, we want you to know how much we appreciate you. Good luck. When is the next tournament? When do you go back into tournament mode?
Well, actually, I would have been in right now. We, most everybody knows I was going to fish the Open too, and they just canceled the first Central Open down on the Atchafalaya Basin due to the rising water.
There's so much water down there. I didn't realize they had done that.
I didn't either.
Basically, we'll kick off the elite season in Florida on St. Johns River. That'll be the second week of March.
So they're going to reschedule that Central Open?
Yeah, they announced it yesterday. It's online. It's scheduled, I think, for the 27th or 28th of October.
Hey, and we've hit on a couple of times the Federation, the Bass Federation. Let's everybody not forget, one of the most recognized names in bass fishing started through the Federation. Ken Cook passed away this week.
Yep.
Ken
right. Cook
out of Oklahoma, yes. Mm-hmm.
Ken Cook was a really good friend of mine. Of course, we met through fishing. Believe it or not, we met over a crawfish boil at my camp right after he won the Classic. And, we hadn't been, we don't call each other. We don't talk to each other much, but he's always on my Facebook. And, that social media has kind of joined everybody together. And it's really neat to see what Ken had done with Tarbin Ranch. And, we wish, his family well.
Yeah.
Most educated guy he was a biologist.
Yeah.
By trade before he went into that. Wow.
Dennis, we thank you, man.
Well, thank y'all, and call anytime.
You bet. Elite Series, Louisiana Pro, Dennis TJ hanging out with us, hooking up and tracking down. Stay close now. Steve Nichols going to tell us where to shoot a big old elk this year.
There you go.
Bucks and Bulls Outfitter, he's next, hooking up and tracking down 11:30, the Tiger.
Once again, you're listening to the Hooking Up and Tracking Down show presented by the Shreveport Sports Commission, Gamakatsu Hooks, and Natchitoches Ford Lincoln, home of the 2015 North American Truck of the Year. Now back to the Hooking Up and Tracking Down show with the Outdoorsman of the Year, Gary McCoy, Mike Eccles, and Steve Graff.
Yeah. Hey, let me tell you what now. That's a great story to tell. We are hooking up and tracking down 11:30 the Tiger. And real quickly, we're going to go into Steve Nichols here in just a sec. But Graff has got a little word for us from the CCA.
Oh, CCA. Let me find that for you, Gary.
Yeah.
While you're looking it up, I went to the local meeting last night. They got the banquet coming up in April instead of May.
Yeah.
Rocking and rolling. They've had some really good luck with the issues of the red snapper, moving the line out from like 3 miles out to 9 miles, where their state controls it, taking it away from the federal.
Well, you know what? Now there was a little bit of confusion on that, because one of the articles that I saw last week essentially said that we didn't do so good for the CCA in that particular area.
It's not what they said.
Okay, good.
I was at the meetings.
Okay.
Alabama got theirs done.
Okay.
It's going from 3 miles out to 9 miles, I believe, and they're expecting it to filter over to us. So.
Okay. All right. Fantastic.
Well, speaking of CCA, a $1,000 tax-deductible life membership in CCA will help them continue to support coastal conservation work here in Louisiana. Supporters like you allow our team to work at our state capitol, on our coastal waterways, every day to ensure long-term well-being of our critical marine resources. A new Lifestar member, which is $500 life membership, will also receive a special gift from Sims. Together with K2 Coolers and Sims Fishing Products, they strive to secure the wonderful fishing we enjoy all across our coastal waterways today and available for generations to come. To become a CCA life member, go to ccalouisiana.com.
Okay. Steve Nichols, been a friend of ours, golly, 100 years. And I'm going to tell you right now, at one point was probably, I would venture, one of the top 25 anglers in the entire Arklatex area. And I can remember back in the day when, you and Bert Thompson, God love you, y'all would be camped out on the ridges out there at Converse this time of the year and just dragging fish after fish. Oh, and those days have changed for you because of specialty track hoe, which was your passion, in the heavy equipment business. And all of a sudden, you were able to focus on big game hunting. And that afforded you the opportunity, you and a partner, to purchase Bucks and Bulls Guides and Outfitters. And with that said, you just handed me a magazine. Is all this last year's hunts?
This is all 2015. That's it.
Dude.
Yeah.
Golly. I'm telling you, if you are looking for trophy mule deer, trophy elk, antelope, some of these, this antelope, that's got to be a world record.
That is a top in the record book. Right
Okay.
there.
Well, last week, Gary, I asked the question, what constitutes a trophy elk? Well, now I got examples.
You look at that.
Now I know.
Yeah.
That's good.
Good gosh. Now I'm noticing that there's one particular guide here that I assume is one of your guides, Boyd Harder. Mm-hmm. He seems like the man.
He is the man.
Okay,
he is good.
Because I'm noticing that just about everything that was harvested with him. Now, when you go out with somebody like Boyd, you're hunting that one animal. Mm-hmm. You're going to look at other animals that other guys would have harvested, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely.
And when you see those, you're going to determine how big a boy are you.
That's exactly right.
And there are times when you're going to pass on an animal, and you're never going to get to see the animal that you really wanted, and you passed it on what would have been a trophy animal, aren't you?
That's when you become a trophy hunter.
Yeah. So how often does that happen to you? I mean, you think about it a week later, and you go, God, should have taken that one.
Well, it happens a lot, but the good thing about hunting these type ranches is that you're going to get the opportunity, so it allows you to be more patient.
Yeah.
We're used to our opportunities being short, even the time of being able to take the game short. Mm-hmm. We're used to that as hunters.
Right.
But in this situation, you do have the benefit of really planning your stalk, planning your kill,
right,
and getting the opportunity.
Well, Steve, there are certain areas like here in Louisiana, anytime you get along the Red River system or Mississippi Waterway, that's where your bigger bucks tend to run. And when it comes to elk, are there certain areas of Colorado that are known to produce trophy elk?
Well, Colorado hasn't really been producing trophy elk in 25, 30 years. That's one of the things that's coming back. The management has been better. But, most of these elk and these deer you're seeing in the front of this are in Utah, New Mexico, and Idaho. So one of the problems, it's not a problem, but, we have two different areas that we're promoting. And Colorado, we're seeing 350-inch elk every year. The problem, we talked about it a little bit before, is, of course, the ability of the hunter to make the stalk on that animal.
Right.
But the quality is there. But to answer your question, there's not any area in Colorado that is now that you would say is a solid trophy.
Mm-hmm. Is that because of hunting pressure?
It's because of hunting pressure. It's mainly because of the elk are dominating the range.
Yeah.
They're taking the feet off everything else, so they're doing good.
Yeah.
But the numbers are strong. We need harder winners. We need things to keep it more balanced.
Are you saying that we need, God forbid, we need to kill more animals?
We do.
To control
Is that what
the
you
herd?
Wait a minute, you said that in front of God and everybody on the radio?
I know it's something you learn. You don't want, it's something you learn.
You didn't vote for Barack Obama, did you?
No, sir. Let's get that clear.
So it's kind of like an overstocked pond. You got to get the little ones out.
Exactly right.
And you need a little help from Mother Nature on some of that too.
You do, and it's coming back around. We're finally getting a winter this year in Colorado. We need badly.
Yeah,
and it will help tremendously. The West has been in a lot of droughts in the last 5 years, and so we're going to. You're seeing the benefits of rain. Right here.
All right, now question. One of the things that we talked about the last time was the fact that, yes, if you're looking for a trophy, you're probably going to go to New Mexico if you're looking for a trophy elk. But you've got, for somebody that maybe is just wanting to put their toe into elk hunting, you've got some cow elk hunts in an area in Colorado that are a little less expensive.
Very less.
And, it's for somebody that might just want to go out there and say, and see exactly what this is all about.
Oh, if you've never hunted Colorado and you're an outdoorsman, I mean, you need to go experience that, because it's still as raw as it ever was.
Yeah.
It's still as raw as it ever was. I mean, we're going to put you on horseback.
Wow.
You're going to have a campfire.
Yeah.
You're going to be hunting with very skilled guys that will
eat beans and tell Aggie jokes.
Yeah, and you're going to be in the beautiful Colorado air, which is very clean and nice to breathe.
Wow.
And so the whole experience, and it just transitions you from the hunter that shoots the first thing that walks out to somebody who's really enduring the pain. Selective hunter, you're enduring the pain of hunting, and but the rewards are great, and that's what the change becomes.
How many days is a typical hunt, or what do you recommend for 7, 10?
No, 5 days.
5 days?
5 days hunting. Colorado's extreme hunting.
Yeah.
It's cold.
It's physical. It's just physical.
Hard on the body.
It's physical, and 5 days is ample time to get the job done.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
And let me interject something here. There's some people out there sitting thinking, well, I can go do that. I go to Colorado. I can look on a map, and I don't have to go through bucks and bulls or anybody else. In 1977, I made my first trip to Colorado bow hunting, and I went 29 times. Things have changed.
Big time.
Oh yeah.
Average person, even like me, 29 trips out there. I can't go back to Colorado right now and feel like I can kill something.
Now, is that in terms of leasing, Mike?
Leases,
not
ranches,
much open range.
The population growth, places that you used to hunt, ski lodges,
and the elk have moved.
Golf courses, all these animal lovers that have built up the population have wiped out the birthing grounds of the mule deer.
Yeah.
It's tough for somebody without the help of an operation like this to go out and make a successful hunt.
Well, what are we talking about shooting a cow? How much?
Yeah, $4,500 is fully guided, and that's
and
cool.
That's the camp. That's fire and everything, the memories,
and that's a either sex hunt, so you still can kill a bull.
So a man or a woman can go.
A cow. Oh, absolutely. Well, yeah, I mean, you can bring them all.
I thought you meant either sex. I thought you meant either sex or hunt.
Either sex or hunt.
Either sex or hunt.
I always get sweaty on the armpits when I'm sitting around Mike because I don't know what he's going to say next.
That's a different operation that Steve's got going.
We got this Brokeback Mountain.
No.
See, we get nervous every week with Mike, so we're like we're on the air every week.
Man, we ain't even going there. But the opportunities are just great to break you into the mountain. But I want to bring this up. This is something I learned myself personally. You invest a lot of money into leases and everything with very little more success than you get paying for this hunt.
Right.
Yeah.
And when your time is limited, like most working people are, your time is limited.
Right.
Put your money in something that's going to produce and give you the best of the best and allow you to hunt instead of cooking and worrying about food and not transportation and how you're going to get A to B.
Yeah.
Bucks and Bulls take care of all that for you. You get to go concentrate on the sport of big game hunting.
You can spend $2,000, $2,500 on your own with about a 20% kill ratio.
Right.
Or you can spend $4,500 with 100%.
That's exactly right.
Okay, if I'm wanting a mule deer hunt, where am I going?
Man, we're going to Utah.
There you
go.
Yeah, we're going to Utah. We don't shoot anything under 175.
These
are
mule
some of the
deer,
most awesome bucks.
they look like they've been crossbreeding with elk.
Man, we had a phenomenal year this year, the best year in 7 years. The weather's been on our side every year for the last couple of years up there on the mule deer. And
29 trips to Colorado bow hunting for mule deer. I've never seen remotely close to a 170, and that's the minimum that they're shooting.
Yeah.
Steve, what's more popular, the elk or the mule deer hunts?
Well, with the real trophy hunters are definitely after the big mule deer. I mean, they
really?
want they want the elk pay the bills, but what everybody after is a big muley.
Okay.
And
that surprises me a little bit.
Yeah, it surprises me too because I'd rather have the big elk myself.
Well, that's what I would be thinking.
Well,
if I had a choice of one hunt, I'm going on the elk.
I'm all about the eating, and to me, the elk is without a shadow of a doubt.
I've never had elk. I heard it's awesome.
Will you eat an antelope?
Oh yes,
are they good?
It's very good.
Really,
very good.
Are they comparable to a whitetail, or are they better?
Chicken, the same as chicken.
They're comparable to a real young whitetail.
Okay.
Oh, really? There you go.
Yeah,
I've never had one of those before.
Yeah, I have. They're good. I like them. You can pick them up like this. Like a rabbit. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Now when somebody is trying to set things up, first step is get online to bucksandbulls.com.
Get online or make a call to Travis,
okay.
my partner, and just get on the phone and he'll get back with you. Email him. Works real good. You can call me here local if you want to, and we'll get you dialed in. We got 12 hunts left for 16 in Colorado.
Okay, now that's the cow elk.
That's the either sex archery hunts.
Okay,
and man, I tell you what, if you're a bow hunter and you haven't experienced going after an elk, you're missing it.
So what's the time span?
Yeah, the season on that.
From when to when?
September.
Okay.
All of it's going to take place either in the first week of September, and we got a few hunts left in the last week of September.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Now is that the is that all rifle, or is that first part of that muzzle?
This is archery.
Archery.
This is
okay,
archery.
I'm sorry.
This is archery.
I guess I wasn't listening for a change.
You weren't.
Tune
That's
in,
okay.
Graf.
Hey,
Come on. All right, now the website is bucksandbulls.com. Travis's number. Write this down. 801-785-5050.
Yeah.
You got it? That's Travis at 801-785-5050. Go to bucksandbulls.com, or you could just call to Specialty Traco and ask to talk to Steve, and you'll walk somebody through that.
Absolutely.
Y'all have a Facebook page?
We do. You know what? I said that too quick. I don't do Facebook personally.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure that
Travis
does or not.
I'll look it up.
I might learn something today.
Hey, whenever somebody is looking into this, what's the biggest objective, or the biggest thing that they see? Is usually cost? Is that the biggest fear?
Let's look at it, guys. We really do cater to a whole range of people.
Yeah.
Okay. You got the professional hunter, and he's trying to top his personal best. He's killed a 390 bull elk. He's killed a 210-inch mule deer, and he's only interested in one thing: can I beat that?
Right.
Okay. Then
right.
you got the other guy, man. He's been saving for 3 years. He wants to take him and his brother on a hunt of a lifetime, and he wants. Is the opportunity going to be there for him to kill his personal best?
Yeah.
So
right.
we really do cater to a whole range of people, and we love that part about it. That's what makes it so much fun for us.
Yeah.
But the ones we get excited about is the guy who's never done it.
Oh, wow.
Never done it. That's the guy we get excited about. We're going to put you at the best, and because we want you back.
And if I know Steve right, those father-son teams, daddy-daughter teams,
yeah, we get real excited about those, and because we know what it does to the young man.
Oh yeah, he's locked in. Then
he's locked in. It changes them, and then the good thing is we was over at the SCI show, and all the people coming by our booth that's hunting with us just to come see us and to hug our neck, shake our hand. Just the camaraderie of that is just awesome. That they get to come see us and so it's just a growing thing. But the father-son teams we really enjoy.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Steve Nichols, Bucks and Bulls Guides and Outfitters. Again, go to bucksandbulls.com, or you can call Travis. Check about those dates in September if you'd like to go to Colorado on that either sex hunt, or if you'd like to make a trophy hunt, whether it be in Utah, Colorado, New Mexico. You can call Travis at 801-785-5050, or just here locally if you want to talk to Steve. Call Steve Nichols at Specialty Track Co. He'll walk you through the whole process.
Do you know Clutch Klucher?
Clutch.
No.
Chuck Klucher.
No.
He just texted in and say it was a great segment. Thank you.
Good.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Listen again, bucksandbulls.com. Check that out and book the trip of your lifetime. I'm going to tell you right now, with some of these young men and women graduating high school, college here in the next couple of months, you talk about an incredible gift for that graduate. Making a memory like this right off the bat could be unbelievable. Take the whole party and go and do a little antelope hunting, whatever that case might be. We are hooking up and tracking down 11:30, the Tiger.
Welcome back to the final segment presented by Louisiana Charter Boats, Coastal Conservation of Louisiana, and Toledo Fiberglass, your fiberglass repair headquarters for the Arklatex. One more time, here's Steve, Gary, and the one and only Mudhen, Mike Eccles.
All right, thank you for tuning in this afternoon. Final segment, hard to believe this. Let's kick this off with the Candyman Pet Lodge, best times to hunt. If you're thinking about going Friday, Saturday, Sunday, listen up. All 3 days are rated as fair with moon illumination at 30 to 50%. Mid-afternoon to early evening, going to be the best time this weekend. Little to no rain forecasted for the weekend. Temperatures will drop into the low 30s at night, highs in the upper 50s to low 60s. Friday, 3:50 until 6:50 p.m. with sunrise at 7:12, sunset 5:31. Saturday, 4:42 until 7:42 p.m., sunrise 7:12 and sunset at 5:31. And then Sunday, 5:35 until 8:35 p.m., sunrise again 7:12, sunset 5:32.
Another thing I want to mention real quick, Natchitoches Central High School bass team is having their annual tournament on Cane River in Natchitoches. That'll be February the 13th. So all you young anglers out there, high school, looking to fish a tournament, Cane River is a great place to go. And it's a great place for parents to come, watch the weigh-in right there downtown Natchitoches on the riverbank. Great restaurants, great food right there. I mean, just right there on the riverbank. Just an awesome place for a tournament. So highly, highly encourage you. They got awesome prizes each and every event every year. Van Wiggins does a tremendous job there. And he's kind of set the bar for high school bass tournaments, and it's very high. A lot of people don't even want to put on a tournament because they can't equal Van. So, but anyway, give him a call at 663-2180 at 663-2180 for more information. And we'll be talking about this for the next few weeks as well.
Oh, next week on the show, 2015 Classic Champ Casey Ashley is going to be on the show with us. And this year's Classic Qualifier, Gerald Swindle.
Yeah, funny man.
Let me tell you what. Remember the last time we had him on? I swear to God, my ribs still hurt. I was laughing so hard. If you've never had an opportunity to listen to the show, entirety. Now remember, we do replay the shows every Saturday morning from 6 until 8 o'clock. So if you miss it or you hear something on Wednesday, you want to listen again Saturday. I'm just making a call right now that Gerald Swindle next week will be the funniest radio you have ever heard in your life.
Telling you.
There's just something wrong with him. I don't think he was dropped as a child. I think he was body slammed several times.
Do the two of y'all know what Steve just gave us?
Yes, I do.
You do. Do you know what it is?
Yeah.
It's a measuring tape for antlers.
Okay.
Yeah, for scoring your
for scoring. Yeah.
Now, do just special people get these, Steve, or
very special people?
Okay, I was just wondering.
and then he had 3 left over.
Yeah. So I was just wondering, if some of your clients go out there and when they shoot one of those big old world record bulls or or a mule deer or something like that, this is what you measure them with, right?
That is what we measure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, see, I'm telling you right now,
that's a nice looking deal. Ain't it?
Hey. This is all part of the deal. And if you haven't checked them out yet, bucksandbulls.com. Okay, boat show tournament this Saturday.
Registration, you can pick them up at Bayou Outdoors, Bacon's, or Northwood Bait and Tackle, Sportsman's Depot, or you can come out Friday evening at the fairgrounds, just to the building just to the right of the Hearst Coliseum. That's where registration will be, 5 to 6:30.
Boy, you just keep trying to shortchange us.
Yeah, but I want them to get out there from 5
you
to
and Chuck
6:30.
Clutch Klucher.
Clutch. Registration rules meeting starts at 6:31. One member of each team does have to be there at the rules meeting, so come out and sign up. Fish 10 different lakes. A lot of money to give away. It's going to be a good tournament.
Speaking of the boat show, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Thanks again to Chris Giordano for coming on. Free parking, $6 admission. Now, you don't have to pay admission if you're fishing in the bass tournament.
When you come through the gate, if you're fishing the tournament, if you're registering that night, you tell them if they happen to charge you when you come through the registration line, we will reimburse you for you or your partner. We're not paying for your wife and kids and your auntie and your uncles and all to get in, but we will pay you back. So it's free to the fishermen.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
All right, final word. The death of country singer Craig Strickland is just another reminder of how important safety is when we venture out into the outdoors. Always let someone know exactly where you're going and approximately what time you'll be returning. Also understand the limitations of the equipment you're using. The boat they were in was not designed for the type of water and current they were subjected to. 90% of the accidents that occur, the result is of use of poor judgment. A good rule of thumb to live by in the outdoors: if you feel uncomfortable in what you're about to do, you probably shouldn't do it. Till next week, stay safe and may God bless till we meet again with more Hooking Up and Tracking Down.